Whenever I look at Émile Carr's painting, Fir Tree and Sky, it always seems bigger, more monumental than it is. It reminds me that a painting doesn't have to be big to be powerful. It was in effect the artist worked all her career to achieve. Émile Carr lived in British Columbia. She was a feisty, independent woman at a time where it was considered rather unusual. She was also an unusual painter with a distinctive, and even today still striking style, with which she tried to capture the awe and reverence she felt for the spectacular scenery of her home province. The setting of Fir Tree and Sky is a clear-cut, logged area in the BC mountains, but the subject is not the destruction. That seems to fall away as the view opens up, inviting you to step inside. I often think there's something oddly human in the towering fir tree standing alone on the right, as if it's reaching out to connect with the sky. And there's something forlorn about those other four survivors of the clear cutting that fade into the background. Look at how the pine-covered slope on the left balances the composition and creates depth. Here, the artist used quick, expressive brushstrokes to create the same immediacy and spontaneity you would find in a sketch done on the spot. And notice how, by abstracting the shapes of the trees and hill into triangular and spiraling forms, she makes us aware that the hidden forces of nature are forever shaping and transforming the surface of the earth. You feel small in the presence of this landscape, but there's also a sense of connection. Émile Carr studied art widely in California, England, France, and she was influenced by many styles, but most especially by the French post-impressionists and the Fauves, who were focused on painting what they felt rather than what they saw. She wanted to paint in a big way and was exploring constantly, trying to capture the grand nature of the BC landscape. More and more in her later years, it was the spirit of the sky she tried to capture, writing in her journal, "Now I know that the sky is as important as the earth and the sea." The sky dominates this painting, which was done quite late in Carr's career, reaching to the top of the canvas in rhythmic, swelling lines. In her own poetic words, Carr says the sky starts lavender beneath the trees and rises into smoother, hollow air space, greenish in tone, merging into laced clouds and then into deep, bottomless blue, not flat and smooth like the center of the sky, but loose coming forward. Look at it for a while, and this amazingly painted sky seems to vibrate and hum, the yellow wisps emerging at the top like emanations of barely contained energy. Paintings like this show that Émile Carr did find ways to paint in a big way. She captures the spirit of the land, its vast forests and limitless skies on a small piece of stretched canvas. Her works weren't accepted for many years. They were considered too modern for conservative British Columbia. But late in her career, she met the group of 7, painters who, like her, were also trying to capture the Canadian landscape on canvas. They recognized the same goal in Carr's work and embraced her as a kindred spirit.